Hi friends, this is Arsheena, one of the students of UnifyStudy YouTube channel. I'm here to discuss one of the questions from NTA UGC Net 2020 November. I have chosen a question from the section DBMS, a simple one. Let's go through the question. The question is that consider a relational schema S which contains the attributes U, V, W, X, Y, Z on which the following functional dependencies hold. The functional dependencies are U determines V, VW determines X, Y determines W, X determines U. Here the question is that which are the candidate keys among following options? They have provided 4 options. Is it visible? I hope it is visible for you all. Yeah. So we have to choose correct option which contains candidate keys for the relational schema S. Before that, I would like to discuss some of the keys in database management system. First one is candidate key. Candidate key. The candidate keys in a table are defined as the set of keys that is minimal and can uniquely identify any data row in the table. Second one is primary key. The primary key is selected from one of the candidate keys and becomes the identifying key of a table. It can uniquely identify any data row of the table. Next one is super key. Super key is the superset of primary key. The super key contains a set of attributes including the primary key which can uniquely identify any data row in the table. Each table has only a single primary key. Each relation may have one or more candidate key. One of these candidate key is called primary key. Each candidate key qualifies for primary key. Therefore, candidate for primary key is called candidate key. Is it understood? That is, candidate for primary key is called candidate key. So, candidate key can be a single column or combination of more than one column. A minimal super key is called a candidate key. So, we are going to find out the answer. They are asking for candidate key among the following option. So, the given relational schema contains U, V, W, X, Y, Z. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attributes are there in relational schema S. And they have provided 4 functional dependencies. In order to find the candidate key, we have to first determine which are the attributes at the right hand side of the functional dependencies. So here V, X, W, U are there in the right hand side of the functional dependencies. What does it mean? It means that V, X, W, U can be determined somehow. And there are some missing attributes in the right hand side. What are those attributes? U is there in the right hand side, V is there in the right hand side, W is there and X is there. Y and Z are not at the right hand side of the functional dependency. What does it mean? Y and Z cannot be determined by other attribute. So, it tells that Y and Z must there in the candidate key of relational schema S. So, with this point, what is the point I am trying to say? The Y and Z, that is y and z are not at the right hand side of the function, any of the functional dependencies. We have got 4 functional dependencies. In these 4 functional dependencies, there is no y and z at the right hand side. So it tells that y and z are the part of candidate key for the relational schema S. So go through the options given with this point. So we know that candidate key for the relational schema must contain y and z, both y and z, not only y, not only z, both the y and z must be there in the candidate key for the relational schema S. So in first option, there are 2 candidate keys, uy and vy. So in this option, we cannot find z for these 2 candidate keys. So this is not the candidate key for the relational schema. And second option contains uy, vy, xy. There is no z again. So it also not belong to the candidate key for the relational schema S. Then in the third option, uyz. Yes, okay. It is valid. vyz. Okay, it also valid. vwz. But here no y is not there. So we can't say it as the candidate key for the relational schema S. So this option is also not correct. So in the fourth option, uyz. Yes, okay, it is valid. vyz. Yes, it contains y and z. So it is also valid. xyz. Yes, this is also valid. The correct option is now fourth. Okay. So with the point, only using the point that the attribute which are not at the right hand side of the functional dependencies must be the part of candidate key. We use the only point that candidate key which are not present at the right hand side of functional dependencies, that must be part of candidate key. Using this point, we could answer for this. I hope it is clear. It is my first live chat or recorded chat, and I hope it is clear to you all.